Do you ever feel kind of boxed in by this idea that you have to pick just one thing to be great at for the rest of your life? Well, what if I told you that the greatest minds in history, we're talking Leonardo da Vinci all the way to today's top innovators, didn't just master one field, they mastered a ton of them. Today, we are diving deep into the world of the polymath, and we're going to figure out how you can become one too. So, let's start with a puzzle. What in the world could a Renaissance artist who painted the Mona Lisa and the first Black woman to travel to space actually have in common? The answer? Well, it's a mindset that just completely shatters the myth of specialization, and it's the key to unlocking a whole different kind of genius. Okay, first things first, we've got to get our bearings here. What exactly is a polymath? Because it's not just about being a jack of all trades. And trust me, that distinction is the key to everything we're talking about today. I love this analogy. Think of it like this. A specialist? They dig one incredibly deep well. They are the absolute expert in that single area. A generalist, on the other hand, just kind of skims the surface of a wide lake. They know a little bit about a lot of things. But a polymath? A polymath digs multiple deep wells. They achieve profound, real knowledge in several different domains. And that brings us to the official definition. The word itself comes from the Greek for having learned much. But the word I want you to focus on here is mastery. We are not talking about dabbling. We're not talking about weekend hobbies. We are talking about achieving real, significant competence across different, often totally unrelated disciplines. Now, you might think this is some new productivity trend, but this idea is ancient, and its history is, well, it's a total roller coaster. The way we've valued this kind of broad expertise has swung from being the ultimate ideal to practically an insult. For centuries, really, from ancient Greece all the way through the Renaissance, being a polymath was the ideal. The Renaissance man was who everyone wanted to be. But here's where the story takes a turn. And honestly, it's kind of sad. The Industrial Revolution came along, and it needed cogs in a machine. It demanded hyper-specialization. And suddenly, jack of all trades became an insult, master of none. But now, right now, in the 21st century, the tide is turning back. The internet has put all the world's knowledge at our fingertips, and the world desperately needs people who can connect the dots again. All right, enough theory. Let's meet the masters. And these aren't just dusty names in a history book. These people are living, breathing proof that this path is not only possible, it is incredibly powerful. Of course, we have to start with the archetype, the one and only Leonardo da Vinci. We all know him for the Mona Lisa, right? But this guy was also dreaming up helicopter concepts centuries before they were possible and making these groundbreaking anatomical drawings. He's the perfect example of how art and science can feed each other. Now, let's rocket forward to a powerful modern example, Dr. Mae Jemison. Yes, the first Black woman in space, but also a medical doctor, an engineer, a professional dancer, a Peace Corps volunteer, and the CEO of her own tech company. Her expertise literally spans medicine, engineering, art, and business. I mean, come on, that is absolutely incredible. And how about this one? Hedy Lamarr, a famous Hollywood film star by day, but also a brilliant inventor who co-developed the frequency hopping technology that is the literal foundation for the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth you're probably using at this very moment. Just a stunning, mind-blowing combination of the arts and deep science. Feeling inspired? I hope so. Good. Because this isn't just about admiring geniuses from the past. This is about becoming one. So let's get practical. Let's get real. Here are 10 concrete steps you can take to forge your own polymath path. First, you have to cultivate an insatiable curiosity. Just let your inner 5-year-old run wild, asking why all day. Then, number 2, choose your first 2 domains. And please, choose them based on what genuinely lights you up, not what you think you should learn. And at the start, the key is to go deep, not wide. Get past that frustrating beginner phase. To make that happen, you have to create a learning system, a real schedule. And finally, always be on the lookout for those unexpected connections between your fields, because that is where the magic happens. Okay, next up, teach what you learn. It is the fastest, most effective way to find out what you don't really know. Now, number 7, this one is probably the hardest. You have to embrace being a beginner over and over and over again. And listen, I get it. This feels uncomfortable. Your ego will fight you to the nail on this. But learning that humility, that is a superpower. From there, build out your T-shaped skill set, manage your time ruthlessly, and most importantly of all, be patient. Because this is not a weekend project. You're building a cathedral, not a sandcastle. This is a long-term identity shift, a commitment to lifelong growth. All right, you've got the history, you've got the inspiration, and now you have the roadmap. It's time to bring it all together and start your own personal renaissance. And here's why this matters so much right now. The biggest challenges we all face, we're talking climate change, global health, you name it, they are way too complex for anyone's specialty. They demand solutions from people who can connect ideas across disciplines, people who can see the whole system. So here it is. Here is your challenge. I want you to pick 2 fields that genuinely light you up. And here's the rule. You're not doing it for a promotion, not for your resume, not for LinkedIn. You're doing it for you. And then I want you to start. Not tomorrow, not next week, today, right now.
So the only question left is, what 2 fields will you dive into? The world is waiting for your unique combination of genius. Go find it.